just waiting for the frost to come. And then I'll pick all these rose hips. There's a ton of them. And then I'll have to look for recipes. Darlene here from Darlene's Garden Channel, Athena, Oregon. Some chop and drop weeds and such. And then we still have some calendulas blooming. They're such pretty little flowers. And we have green tomatoes. The garden is starting to pull back and not do so much. It's just kind of status quo. It's been too hot, been too cold, been too windy, been too dry, been too rainy, been too all those things. Yeah, it's just about done. Almost time to put it partly away for the winter, but I don't put it all the way away for the winter. I cover things up and put plastic over parts of it. That tomato's getting close to me picking it and bringing it in for it to ripen. Oh, and that's a sage plant that I just touched there. Oh, I should pick that one pot up. And I have one little cluster of raspberries on my raspberry bush. I picked off the ones that are ready and just stuck them in my mouth. Ooh, they were good. Yum, yum. But that seems to be the only part in all the raspberry plants that there's a couple more there that'll be ripe in a day or so. But that seems to be the only bunch that's bearing any fruit. Usually I have several little clusters in the fall. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. And the blackberries are done. We got so many blackberries off that bush this year. Unbelievable. The sunflowers, some of them are done for the season, and I think birds have probably been plucking out the little seeds. These little ones don't have very big seeds. I'll just let them fall to the ground or the birds get them. And the other ones are still, we got some that are looking pretty and some that are done. Oh, and the apple tree. The apple tree. Oh, I wish we would spray it with something so that we didn't have to share with the worms. But we got some apples coming on. I ate one the other day. It's still a little bit tart, but they're starting to get right. We're not going to have very many this year. And here's an overlook of the garden from the other side. I'm going to put mulch in there from my compost pile and cut my tomatoes and peppers down to ground level and get things ready for the winter in a few days. I need to look and verify when my last frost date is. I don't think these artichokes are going to have time to actually make any artichokes, but they sure are pretty. And here I've got some lettuce. I've planted some of it out already. Some arugula, lettuce, arugula, celery, chives, lemon balm, and dill. And those are, I'm waiting for them to get just a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to put them out in an area where it's all going to be covered with row cover and plastic during the winter. The roses are still blooming, and they are very pretty. Yep. And the California poppies are pretty much done. It's looking pretty bare here. I cut off all the old ones. And this the area I call the mound. It's the squash plants just never did. They're not quick enough to have squashes on them before the weather gets bad. It's just, I don't know. I've tried planting them in several places and I just don't have good luck with them. The calendulas need for me to go out and pluck them again. Quite a few of them have gone to seed, so they'll spread and have more next year. Now, this box that I'm going to find a lid for, make a cold frame, is doing well. The only casualty we had in there was the daikon radishes. Something ate them. I should have replanted them, but I didn't. Anyway, the things that are in there are looking good. To come out, spray some neem on them again, so they continue to be looking good. Oh, and look at all of those rose hips. I'm going to be waiting for the frost to come. Once we have one nice frost, maybe two, I can come out and pick those. I could pick them now, but they're better after they've been frosted. And I did some chop and drop with grass that grows down in here. The blueberries are starting to turn color. And I don't know what this plant is. It feels like sandpaper, and then when you turn it over, it has lots of veins. If you know what it is, put it in the comments. And the sweet potatoes, I see everyone else picking theirs, and these are just starting to look good. They've been in there all summer, and I have another pot with some. These are the ones that I bought, the slips from, where did I get them? Baker Creek, I think. And anyway, here's some kales and such. And you see mulch in there. I planted my garlics. And the tomatoes here are still looking healthy. These are the ones that I didn't prune or stake up very good or anything. It's just, and they seem to have done better than any of them. And my poor corn. Here it comes. Starting to dry up. I am going to have a couple of ears, but they're not going to get big enough to eat. See if I can focus in on that one. It's just little. And there's a couple back in the back side that are about the same size. I don't know. I know they grow corn around here, so I'm sure that I have a long enough season for corn, but maybe I'll try planting it in a different location next year. Last year I planted it close to where it is this year. I have a bean plant over here by the fence that has some beans on it, and those are my sunchokes there. I should have pointed out the sunchokes over on my mound. It's like twice as tall as this one. Well, this is the other side of the roses. You can see there's plenty of rose hips on this side also. I'm going to have lots of rose hips, loaded with vitamin C. And over here I have some lemon balm and mint. I harvested quite a bit. I'll show them to you in a little bit. We're enjoying our new pavement. It's so nice to be able to walk out here with bare feet. Not have to worry about the rocks hurting my feet. And it looks nice too. And I've got lettuce seeds that I need to pluck off of these. My poor grow room is kind of empty right now. I've got nothing going on. The starts that I tried to make of things, they didn't make it, so I need to take those out and try some more. But my shelves are bare, my grow lights are turned off, and my kitty is napping. She's such a sweet little girl. She's definitely a kitten. This little monkey toy, chimpanzee actually, I've had since I was a little girl. He was one of my buddies. He's got those little things so you could put him on your feet and make him walk with you. And here's some more. I think these are kales that I need to take the seeds out of. Here's the other kitty. She's busy washing her face. And my boxes of seeds, I still have a lot of seeds. So I'm going to buy a few seeds, but there's a lot that I don't need to buy too. So I've got them in categories there so that they're a little easier to find what I'm looking for when I go to plant. Here I've got calendula and marigolds drying. And here's what I was going to show you. Peppermint and lemon balm drying. And I believe it's actually pretty dry. I could take them off of there and stuff them in some jars with some that we did earlier. I'm hoping that my Thanksgiving Christmas cactus blooms this year. It didn't last year. That table's a mess because a cat jumps up there. Here's something special. A dozen red roses from my hubby. He brought those to me yesterday. Tomorrow's a special day. Tomorrow's our anniversary. Well, these plants right here, the tall ones, that's my lemon plant and my avocado tree. They were back in the grow room, but kitten. So I moved them. Here I've got more calendula. These are pretty dry. I need to start infusing them and other little things that are drying. They're seeds mostly. And I've been working on the onions that are there. So I have more Christmas cactus there. I hope, like I said, I hope it blooms this year. Well, yes, things are winding down. It's getting harder to find things to make videos about because the tomatoes are still green, not getting ripe very fast. It was too hot, now it's probably too cold. It's 72 right at the moment outside. So it probably is warm enough to ripen the tomatoes, but I end up in a week or so picking them green, ripening them in the house because our first frost date is fast approaching. But I just wanted to update you, let you know what was happening here in my little garden. I have plans. I'm going to take my hoops that I've got just kind of plopped over some things, fasten something on the top to hold them more steady so that they're all ready to cover when the frost gets here. And several areas where I haven't put them in the ground yet, but I'll be doing that. Getting some of my mulch from my compost pile over into the garden area. Getting my tomato plants plucked out of the ground. I think I'm just going to clip everything off at ground level and see if perchance, especially some of the peppers, if they're underneath the plastic over the winter, if I might overwinter some. I'm not going to count on it, but I will try. And I think I'm going to dig a couple of them up and bring them inside. And then you saw that my grow room was empty. I'm going to get some things started. My little tray of seedlings is outside on the table because little kitten, but she's calming down, and I think I will be able to actually get some things started in the grow room that I can grow during the winter and start doing my microgreens again. I haven't been doing them so much during the summer. And yeah, maybe I'll even get around to combing my hair. Who knows? it's been a super busy week, but not super busy with being outside in my garden. Super busy with mostly Toastmaster things, but also this afternoon. Today I spent most of the morning putting together a newsletter that I do, well, up until all this COVID stuff happened, it was monthly, and I've been doing it since, I don't know, 5 or 6 years, a monthly newsletter for Pendleton Area Number 28, Eagles, Fraternal Order of Eagles, Area Number 28. And during this COVID, they've only been having me do a newsletter just occasionally. So I worked on the latest one. They send me things to put in, and I put it all together in a format that they can send out as a newsletter. And so I worked on that this morning and watched some TV and some YouTube videos. And after I put this video together, I'm going to watch some more TV and watch some more YouTube videos and just relax and enjoy the day. Tomorrow is a special day. Tomorrow is my husband's and my, tomorrow's September 25th, and it is our 25th wedding anniversary. So we're planning to go to Texas Roadhouse to eat. That should be fun. We haven't been there for a while. And we both love their food. So that will be special. We haven't eaten out nearly as much during all the COVID because, well, for a while, a lot of restaurants were just doing takeout. Well, some were even closed altogether. But the ones that weren't were just doing takeout, and then just recently they've kind of opened back up, but seating is kind of spread out. So, you know, if the restaurant is crowded, then you kind of have to wait in line to get in because they have to have a certain amount of space in between. They usually go like every other table, and you have to wear your mask in there until you get seated. Once you get seated with your family or whoever you're eating with, you can take your mask off. But I'm excited for tomorrow. 25 years. And it will be a fun day. Well, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for now. And I'll be bringing another video to you in a few days. I'm going to try, even though there's not as much to video about, once the colder weather sets in, I'm going to still try to do at least one a week. And I'm not going to set a certain day that I'm going to do that because I just can't follow that strict of a pattern. I'm a little bit too much of a free spirit. So I'm hoping that your day is going great. I'm going to go ahead and take this silly ponytail out. It's like bugging me. It didn't bug me so much until I had to look at it on the video. And it's like, I'll have to do that off camera. It's just all tangled up in there. That happens when I don't take it out and comb it first thing in the morning, which I should have done. But I had to do all the other days this week because I had Zoom meetings to attend. Today, no Zoom meetings. So I just kind of hang around the house and do things I like. Well, not that I don't like doing the Zoom meetings. I do, but you know what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye. I will see you on the next video. May the good Lord richly bless you.